How do you keep the little ones entertained while you teach the big ones?
So how I keep the little ones entertained is very important because for me, I personally have 6 children in total, oldest being turning 11 this year. So they're not very big. They're ranging all the way from 10 down to 8 months today, and I have two that are 2 and 4. So they're pre doing really much of anything. So what I do to keep them entertained is I will. Have coloring pages ready. I will have like dot to dot pictures where like alphabet or numbers where I'll go from one. They will learn without realizing that they're learning, basically. So like 1, 2, 3 till 10, like even or like till 5, whatever. Make it like a picture that's almost finished, and then they do like a few numbers. And for me, I have a poster with the entire alphabet on my wall. So the little ones, they can sit there on an extra desk that I have, and they can check the work, and they're like, okay, so where do I go next? And without realizing it, the little ones are learning while being entertained. And then they can color with crayons, so be prepared with lots of crayons, or jumbo, or the extra jumbo chunky ones, whatever you prefer in your house, or have a variety, because sometimes they get bored of the crayons, and then you have coloring pencils like, oh wow, this magical new thing. And so that is awesome. Have a bunch of copy paper ready, just empty pages. They will entertain themselves so much with just a plain empty page. Cutting it up, be prepared for a mess. But they will be so entertained with just an empty page. They will draw their version of a monster truck. They will draw their version of crybabies, or the magic school bus, whatever, or the moon, or planets, a rocket ship. They will be so entertained. And I will have tracing, books for tracing the alphabet and the numbers. Have that on hand so they can. And the little ones, I don't make them do things. I just have that as an option there for them to do. And I'll be like, hey, you wanna trace some numbers? Or, hey, you wanna trace some alphabet? Like, I mean, you can get a sticker for this. And they'll be like, oh, stickers, yay! And I have some of their favorite themed stickers ready. For us, it's Mickey Mouse and Paw Patrol, so which is awesome. And I do let them watch movies. I know that is a controversial subject for a lot of people, and I think it makes a huge difference in if you have 2 children or if you have more. For me, I have 6, as I said, and that eventually they'll get bored. You can switch things up, but eventually they will get bored, and you can let them watch. Just have a selection of what you are okay with them watching. For me personally, while the bigger ones are doing homework, I prefer it if the little ones are going to be watching movies. I prefer for it to be like Magic School Bus, or like even with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. There they learn like oh, toodles, and then they're like, which tool are you going to need for solving this problem? So they are learning problem solving skills. And I know there's Dora Exploradora. Our kids are not very much into it, at least not right now. They did for a while. But I also have absolute no's on what they can watch. For example, one absolute no in my book is absolutely no Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig, I don't know how many mamas have watched this. Some people say, oh, Cocomelon's the worst. No, Peppa Pig's the worst in my book. Because my kids got to watch a few episodes, and it was just so disrespectful that the little piggies were learning to be so disrespectful to the parents, and that was absolutely fine. And to me, that is not absolutely fine, because they're learning behavior. Because now, mommy and daddy should also just always laugh everything off. If I do something bad, mommy and daddy wash the car. Peppa Pig goes and throws mud on it. Can we sometimes have fun with stuff like that? Sure. But kids consistently watching that, or daddy bought a pool. Nope, this pool ain't big enough. Well, daddy will have to make a bigger credit card or another credit card to buy a bigger pool. Or we're also all going to throw an absolute huge tantrum until our will happens, what we want happens. And for me, that's not something I want my kids to learn. So Paw Patrol, Magic School Bus. A Magic School Bus is huge in our house. Octonauts are some of the ones that are good and acceptable in our house. Magic School Bus, Miss Frizzle teaches them so many things. My now 4-year-old, at 3, he could tell you the whole entire bunch of planets in the solar system. And he was big on that. He wanted to go one day, he was going to go camping on Pluto. So, I mean, good luck, buddy. I hope Pluto is close to home because Mama's going to miss you. But yeah, so, and he would discuss things like the digestive tract, and he would tell you the chain of, now I don't even know that, but the food chain from phytoplankton and plankton and tuna and all, like that whole thing. They have a field trip with Miss Frizzle and they learn all these things, and without realizing it, kids learn things. So I prefer, if they're gonna watch movies, at least try to make it educational, at least while the bigger ones are learning. They get to watch fun stuff that's not educational. We watched Detective Kids the other day. They really, really enjoyed that, especially the bigger kids. And they have their things they enjoy, and they have their things that they don't enjoy as much, but yeah, I hope this answers your question as to what I do with my little ones while the bigger ones are learning. And of course, my baby sits on the floor with a blanket of a few toys, or in the jumper, or just sits on my lap. But that's for the baby. Once he starts running around, we'll get him into some of these things. Plus, he also enjoys Mickey Mouse already, surprisingly. None of my other kids liked it at that age, but he really likes Mickey Mouse and Toodles. So, yeah.